Tradebox One is a multi-channel desktop solution that enables retailers to manage and control their online orders and stock across eBay, Amazon, and e-commerce websites. The software also integrates with Sage 50 accounts, automatically accounting for every online order and removing a data entry burden faced by every successful online retailer. When setting up the software for the first time, users need to establish which account software they wish to link Tradebox One with, and whether sales should be posted to the account software automatically or manually. Users also need to establish whether stock should be slaved to the account software, to Tradebox, or whether no stock control should be established at all. Users can also establish whether stock should be uploaded automatically or manually. Integrations to marketplaces and web stores is done in the Channels module by selecting the New button and choosing a marketplace or a web store from the drop-down list. Users are then taken through a setup wizard. Each channel needs a unique name to identify it. Users then need to select the currency of the orders they wish to download. If the channel you wish to integrate with has orders in multiple currencies, you will need to create a connection in Tradebox One to that channel for each currency. Users will then be prompted to provide API connection details for the channel they wish to integrate with. On the next screen, users can map the order statuses from the sales channel to Tradebox One's internal order statuses. This allows users to determine when an order should be downloaded and also when it qualifies to be posted to Sage 50. Upon completion of the wizard, the sales channel will be created and users will be asked if they wish to now integrate that with Sage 50. Integration with Sage 50 is held within each channel in Tradebox One, allowing users to choose how downloaded orders should be presented to Sage 50 for each individual channel the software is integrated with. Sage 50 integration is accessed by double-clicking on the channel and selecting the Sage 50 tab. Prior to integrating Tradebox One with Sage 50, two new Sage users need to be created for exclusive use by Tradebox. These users must be called TB User and TB Service and can be created in Sage 50 by selecting Settings and Access Rights. Some thought should also be given to creating generic customer records, bank accounts, and also nominal codes. In Tradebox One, inside the channel, choose the Sage company from the drop-down list. TB user will be populated, enter the password and the password for TB service and choose Connect to Sage. The next set of screens are wizard-driven and contain all of the configuration options for users to decide how downloaded orders from the channel should be presented in Sage 50. The first screen is the posting screen and deals with how transactions should be posted to Sage. If the channel has been set up to download foreign currency sales, users can decide whether to post these to Sage in the native currency or to convert them into GBP. Users can also decide whether to create individual sales orders, product invoices, or service invoices for each downloaded order. Alternatively, Tradebox can summarize sales from each channel for any given period, and these can be posted to Sage as batch invoices to a single generic customer account. This screen has additional Sage postings options, which become active depending upon the type of invoice or order the user has elected to create in Sage 50. Popular options include the automatic creation of purchase orders, the automatic processing of BOM transfers, whether invoices should be automatically posted to the ledgers in Sage 50, and the option to prevent orders being posted to Sage before any given date. When this screen is complete, the user needs to select the Next button. The next screen allows users to choose whether to create individual customer records in Sage 50 for each unique buyer, or whether to allocate all invoices to an established single generic customer record in Sage. If an existing single generic customer record is the option chosen, invoices or orders created by Tradebox in Sage 50 will still be created in the name and address of the buyer and allocated to the generic account upon posting. If the user decides to create individual custom records in Sage 50 for each unique buyer, tools exist to allow the user to decide how the Sage account reference should be created. Other options include the ability to auto-match buyers to existing Sage custom records based upon email and postcode, or the ability to match buyers to existing Sage customer records manually. To move to the next screen, click on the Next button. The next screen allows users to allocate different income types to nominals and departments in Sage 50. Sales income and carriage can be allocated to existing nominals and departments in Sage 50 by selecting them from the drop-down boxes. Additional income that may have been charged to the buyer, such as gift wrapping or insurance, can also be allocated to an existing generic nominal. Where the user has elected to create product invoices or sales orders in Sage, the default behavior of Tradebox is to allocate sales income to the nominal code held on the Sage product record. To override this, select the Override Product Nominal checkbox. Users also have the option to report EU sales and rest of world sales to separate nominals and departments. Users can also specify nominal codes against any given country. Simply select the country and choose the sales nominal and department from the drop-down list. To move to the next screen, click on the Next button. The Receipts screen allows users to decide whether or not to automatically allocate a sales receipt to an invoice when it is posted to the ledgers. If this option is left as none, the invoice will be allocated to the customer record when the invoice is posted and will need to be paid off manually. If the user chooses to automatically allocate the sales receipt to the invoice, Tradebox will capture the different payment methods used on the downloaded orders and allow the user to map these to different notional bank accounts in Sage 50. This is a particularly useful method for reconciling income from different payment gateways. To move to the next screen, click on the Next button. The Shipping screen allows the user to decide whether carriage should be reported on the footer of the invoice or as an item line on the body of the invoice. The Tax Code screen displays which Tradebox tax code is mapped to which Sage tax code. To change these, simply double-click on the tax code and choose a different Sage tax code from the drop-down list and click on Save. The final screen in the wizard is the Field Mapping screen. This allows users to tweak the information that gets presented to customer records and invoices in Sage. A popular option, for example, on the invoice is to report certain information to notes 1, 2, or 3. When you've made your choices, click on Finish. At the end of the wizard, we're being prompted to import our product records from Sage. This is because we've elected to use Sage as our master stock control. To import product records from Sage, simply click Yes. At the end of the wizard, the final thing to do is establish which type of sales we wish to post to Sage. To do this, double-click into the channel, go to the Statuses option, and at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the statuses of paid and dispatched. If I double-click on them, I can choose which type of sales I wish to post to Sage, then click on Save. In the channels list, we can now see a tick against the sales channel, which indicates it is now integrated to Sage 50. Moving to the Products module, we can see we have a list of products, 104 in total, which match exactly the products in Sage 50. Also in the Product module are the Channel Details button. If we select this, we can see the relationship between the SKU online, the Tradebox SKU, and the account SKU. This mapping enables Tradebox to understand which products to add to the invoice in Sage and the quantities in stock from Sage to upload to the sales marketplace. To start downloading orders, we need to enable the sales channel. Before we do this, we can see in the orders section, we have no orders. And if we go across to Sage, we can see we have no invoices. To enable the download of orders, simply select the channel and choose the Activate button. You'll notice a tick appears in the Active and the Download, but Upload remains turned off. To turn that on, go to the Actions button and choose Turn Upload On. After only a few moments, we can see orders from the website in the Order module in Tradebox. We can also see under the Sage reference column a number allocated against each order. If we go across to Sage, we can see the corresponding invoices. None of them have been posted to the ledgers, which is what we chose. We choose to post these to the ledgers. We can see in the bank account we have a corresponding £825.31, all allocated to the SagePay bank. And if we look in the activity, we can see a sales receipt against each of the orders. Back in Tradebox, in the shipping module, we can see 9 of the 10 orders sitting here. None of these have been marked as dispatched. So if we click on the button to choose all of them and choose dispatch, click on yes, they've now disappeared. In the order list, they're now scheduled for dispatch. And if we go onto the website, we can see they're all currently unfulfilled. If we just quickly refresh the page, we can now see these have all been marked as fulfilled. If we go back to Tradebox, we can see in the order list, they're all now marked as dispatched. Also, if we go across to Sage, have a look at the inventory. So if we take this SKU book 002, 97 in stock, and the corresponding product 97 in stock. Let's choose another one. Pen 003, 98 in stock. Back on our website, Pen 003, 98 in stock. We're showing that Tradebox is taking the stock level from Sage and passing it back up to the website in a constant, uninterrupted loop. For more information on Tradebox, visit our site, tradebox.co.uk. If we jump to the integration section, you can see some of the platforms we integrate with. So for example, we work with Shopify today, and within this page, there's lots of collateral here in terms of videos and articles to help you get you started. Tradebox is free to trial. So you just click on that, fill the form in, and you can download and trial the software, and support is free even in your trial.